What are the 5 best cities for food?
Top 5 in order?
You can put them in order if you like, or you can just give me your top 5.
My order, personally.
Yes.
New Orleans is number 1.
Okay.
Houston is number 2.
Okay.
Chicago is number 3.
Wow.
Toronto will be 4.
Okay.
Right now, I would go Miami. Yeah, if I had to think of where I would go back, I would go Miami for sure.
Man.
But top 3 is solid. My top 3 is New Orleans, Houston, and Chicago.
Wow.
Solid.
No Atlanta, no New York.
So, very specific reasons why I say that, right?
Yeah.
So, for those that don't know, we go on food tour, but we go on food tour for people that look like us and people who come from the background that we come from.
Okay.
So we specifically do it for people that can jump on a plane, that are foodies and just want to go try food.
Right.
So I don't do it in a way where you can go call the biggest influencer in that city or the biggest celebrity and have them chauffeur you around and show you places. I do it specifically for people that literally just want to go try food.
Okay.
So we go to spots that are more on the unknown level, places that only locals know about. If you know kind of places that have great food, great customer service, but can need the marketing. But we also go to staples of the community to show respect to each city that we go to. So when I'm picking these places that are my top 5, is more on accessibility.
Okay.
Like, what's the easiest to jump on a plane and just go get some great food?
Okay.
And I feel like New York isn't in that top 5 for me because the accessibility of to know the spots is really hard to find great spots unless you're from there.
Correct.
And if you do meet somebody that's from there, if y'all not super close, if you just meeting this person for the first time, they more than likely not gonna give you the spots that they go to.
Right.
Because 1, they don't want the spots blown up, so they don't want everybody there. 2, they aren't a super welcoming group of people.
Right.
They want you to be a tourist and that's it. But once you start venturing off of that and you start digging into like local spots and spots they've been going to for years and spots they have nostalgia attached to, they don't want no parts of it.
What's the best city to get pizza in?
New York got that.
New York.
Yeah,
New York.
New York got that. That was one of the best things that we had when we was there was pizza. I'm from Detroit, so I like a deep dish, thick, hearty.
I've tried, but I ain't a
full.
deep dish.
Oh, I'm a deep dish.
I like the thin.
See, but that's because you from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah. I feel
Are
like
you
I
born
need
and
a
raised
piece
in
of
LA?
cake. I'm from South Georgia.
Georgia. Understood. Understood.
Yeah, but I see like when I get that deep dish, I feel like I'm eating a piece of cake or something.
That's pretty much yeah. See, now if you don't like a super thick, then I would say. But personally, like I'm from Detroit, so I like a deep dish. I like the dough to be super high quality and to be the main focus.
What about what's the 5 most underrated cities?
Oh, you put me on the spot. Let's go then, Shannon. Top 5 most underrated. I will go Detroit. Okay. I feel like not a lot of people know that Detroit has a food scene. Seattle, I feel like is one of those places, again, if you know, you know. If you're a true foodie, you know Seattle has a great food scene. Yep. Baton Rouge is a place that is very specific now. Like it's black people, country food. So if you are into country food, I'm talking about hog maw, neck bone, smothered, everything smothered and covered, then Baton Rouge is definitely a underknown spot.
Arizona.
Oh, Arizona, that's perfect. Arizona, I feel like Arizona is underrated. And the reason I say that is because you get a lot of healthy spots, but you also get very authentic, from my knowledge, Southwestern food. Even they have a really big native population,
absolutely,
so you get native food.
Yep.
And I've never been to a place that has native food.
Right.
Milwaukee got a good food scene that's pretty underrated.
Wow.
Yep. Oh, Dallas. Dallas got a food scene that's definitely underrated.
Really?
For sure. It's hit or miss because it's a place that like doesn't have much of a big food culture other than barbecue and Southern Texas roots. But as far as stepping into other cuisines and other ethnicities, they don't really do it that much.
Right.
So, but the barbecue alone carries.
Yeah.
It's some of the best barbecue I've ever had in my life.
What about the worst? Where you go like, man, y'all they be hyping this up and it ain't even like that.
Food wise?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you gonna start talking about Atlanta. I just want you to know. That's my home.
It's based off of our experience.
Absolutely. So for me, Atlanta, and I'm so happy you asking this. Atlanta had really good food. Atlanta had a good food scene. It's just you have to be somebody in order to get food. Do you have to name drop when you go to Atlanta and get food?
Nah, because I really don't go. The places that I go to, they kind of know me. So when I call and they're gonna take care of me. But I No.
But do you feel like if they didn't know Shannon Sharpe?
No, hell no, I ain't getting in. They just be like, hell
And
no.
that's exactly why I say we do the food tour for people that really want to jump on a plane and just go get food.
Yeah.
If we go to a place specifically because I'm Keith Lee and we go eat at the best restaurant and people want to jump on a plane and go try that spot,
They're not going to be able to
they're
get the
not
service
going to be
that
able to
you
get
got.
it. Not only the service, they're not going to be able to get the food.
Right.
They going to go in there and they be like, oh, we ain't got no bookings for the rest of the day,
Right.
this, that, third. But let Shannon Sharpe walk in. We got 6 tables is wide open. We about to clean them right now. You get the fresh food. So that's one of the main catalysts of why we do what we do.
So it's not so much the food, it's the service.
Absolutely.
In order to get the food.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Are you surprised you got so much blowback for when you critiqued Atlanta and you let them know that it's not so much the food, it's the service? If you're not somebody, you're not getting in. They're always crowded, they're always booked, and they only treat people that of influence.
Was I surprised? No, because it's like ripping a Band-Aid off of something that people didn't know was a scar, right? If you from there and you was born and raised in that environment, you don't know no better.
Right.
You think that that's what the food scene is, and you think that's what culture is, right? Because that's part of Atlanta's culture.
Right.
I just came from a perspective of somebody who wasn't from there and somebody who was experiencing it for the first time. The death threats and whatnot, was I surprised about that? Yeah. That was the first time I ever experienced something like that.
People taking food that serious?
Oh, it's bad. It's real. Even in DC, we got a death threat from a guy who's a rapper out there. And he talking about next time he come, instead of reviewing food, we gonna review his life or something like that. We just eating food, man.
Yeah,
it's like,
bro,
my opinion isn't the end all be all.
No.
I understand that everybody has a different opinion on food, and I always say that, but I get how the internet gets too. And I don't blame them because people are prideful in where they come from.
Right.
And people have a lot of love and nostalgia in the city that they come from, and they feel personally attacked. And I want to put it on the record right now that when we go for the food tour, it's not to find what the best food is. It's specifically to highlight the restaurants that have great food, great customer service, but can need marketing and don't get the marketing specifically because either they're in a food desert to where a lot of people don't have access to the food that they would need or want, or 2, it's a location-based place, or 3, it's a place where the owners have put so much into the restaurant itself that they don't have the time or the money to market.
Right.
Because a lot of people who do food reviews, that's why I don't consider myself a food influencer or a food creator, any of that, because I don't charge restaurants anything.
Right.
When I first started, people was telling me I could charge anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 per video for a restaurant. And I know people that do that charge way more than that. But I specifically do it for the restaurants and I don't charge them a dime. So that's what the food tour is about. It's about marketing these places, and it's about going out and trying food that my mom can go in the next day and get the same experience that we got.
Look, like old school whoopings can't sit on my ass.
Yeah,
Oh,
Atlanta
brunch.
had good brunch. Yeah, Atlanta had good brunch for sure. Yeah,
You
Atlanta
call
has
hell
good
getting
food.
in there for brunch.
Yeah, Atlanta, and I don't want that to be mistaken at all. Atlanta has really good food.
You're not saying they don't have good food.
Yeah, Atlanta has
or
really
good
good
brunch
food.
or anything. You're just saying the customer service,
I
the
really
way.
like the people in Atlanta. I love how many of us is out there. I love the wealth that's out there and the things that those kids that are from there are exposed to when it comes to Black wealth, when it comes to Black excellence, when it comes to a community that's built around us, for us. I never want that to be lost in translation. When it comes to the mecca of what we do and the highlight of us is Atlanta. But at the same time, if you ain't got a certain status or a certain million followers, you better cook at home. For sure.
Or eat before you leave at home because the wait gonna be a minute.
1,000%.
Yeah. Go James and the Lakers are back putting on a show. And you know I got to get the best deal on tickets. That's why I need to tell you about my sponsor, SeatGeek. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and more sports. I'm excited to go see the Lakers dominate the Sixers at the Crib. They put all their tickets across the web in one place to make sure you're getting a good deal. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10. So you look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. And you know I came through for you guys. Use my code Shay Shay for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code Shay Shay. Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because you know we like to do something before 2 something.